everybody, I'm Jenna Van Mourik, and today I'm going to be talking about A Light on the Hill by Connilyn Cossette.
My name is Marius Pomesi.
And mine's Cosette.
Cossette, I don't know what to say.
Can make no sound.
I am lost.
I am found.
I have a really hard time of not thinking of Les Mis when I think of Connilyn Cossette. Anyways, I'm going to be talking about her most recent book and why I'm obsessed with it. So let's get started. I'm going to need to go get my notes because I left them in the other room and stupidly forgot them, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and I brought my laptop, so let's actually get into this. Magical laptop of wisdom. Ooh. Alright, so before I can really talk about A Light on the Hill, I need to make an honorable mention of Connilyn Cossette's first series, which is the Out from Egypt trilogy, which has in it Counted with the Stars, Shadow of the Storm, and Wings of the Wind, I think. These books are so amazing, and I definitely think that you have to read them before you read this book, because there are things from those books that come into Connilyn Cosette's new series, even though it is a new series and it picks up with new characters. The books are important to the setup of this book, in my personal, lowly, non-published authory opinion. Definitely go and check those out before you check out A Light on the Hill. If you've not done that and you're already through A Light on the Hill, go back and read Out from Egypt and you will not be sorry. I promise. They are one of the best biblical fiction series I've ever come across. So A Light on the Hill is the first installment in Connilyn Cosette's new series, which will be called the Cities of Refuge series. Have I reached blogger status yet? I'm gonna read to you the summary from the back cover of the book. 7 years ago, Ariah was taken captive in Jericho and branded with the mark of the Canaanite gods. Now the Israelites are experiencing peace in their new land, but Ariah has yet to find her own peace. Because of the shameful mark on her face, she hides behind her veil at all times, and the disdain of the townspeople keeps her from socializing. Marriage prospects were out of the question until now. Her father has found someone to marry her, and she hopes to use her love of cooking to impress the man and his motherless sons. But when things go horribly wrong, Ariah is forced to flee. Seeking safety at one of the newly established Levitical cities of refuge, she is wildly unprepared for the dangers she will face, the enemies and unexpected allies that she will encounter along the way. Unexpected allies. First of all, I would like to say that that summary is completely 100% wrong. Things do not go horribly wrong for Ariah when she meets her betrothed. They go terribly wrong. It's worse than horribly wrong. When you read that, you're just like, oh, she probably spilled some stew. No, it is much worse than that. This girl is accused of a crime. She is on the run, being faced with charges to this crime. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil you. Oh my gosh, the stakes for this book are so high. It's so stressful. The adrenaline is pumping. I've been in a reading slump until I'd read this book, and this book just like, I thought I'd only been reading for a half hour. My husband leans over to me at 1 o'clock in the morning and he's like, it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you're still reading. And I'm like, what? And I'm like almost done with the book. That's how good this book is. You need to read Connilyn Cosette's books, all of them. Ugh. This book is such a roller coaster ride of excitement, of biblical history, biblical fiction, everything I love. And then Ariah is actually, she was a secondary character in Connilyn Cosette's previous book, the last installment of her Out from Egypt series. So that's kind of where you get to know her. And this book takes you deeper into her mindset and into her character, which I really love and appreciate that it builds on her. But Ariah has spent her whole life hiding because she was branded while in captivity a temple prostitute. Even though she was rescued before anything had happened, she still wore that brand. She still wore the mark of something that she had not done. And her whole life she has been accused of something and judged as someone. And now with another criminal accusation on top of her, again, she just struggles with this feeling of, oh, I'm bringing shame to my family. And I think we've all been there, you know, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? What is my family gonna think of their only offspring? I have more notes on my phone. This is my problem. I'm a very disorganized person. And sometimes I put notes in my laptop. Sometimes they're in my notebook. Sometimes they're on my phone. Here we go. So she just struggles with shame and guilt, and she feels like she's innocent and she doesn't know what to do, and she's terrified and frightened, and she has a lot of trust issues, I think. She doesn't like want to open her heart, but when an unexpected ally comes to her aid during this trial, it might work out better for her. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I loved the theme of guilt and shame and how it played throughout this novel, and you know, kind of confidence too was another theme of like, she didn't ever want to take her veil off because people would judge her and look at her and stare at her. And you know, I might not have a brand on my face that incriminates me, but I think we've all had a moment where it's just like, I don't want to be here today. I don't want people to be staring at me or looking at all the things I've done wrong today. I want to just disappear. That's something that she goes through, and I just wanted to read my favorite page from the book. So it's dialogue between Mariah and the unexpected ally. And he says to her, "I could not imagine the terror you must have endured as a girl. The pain, the agony of such a horrific burn." He's talking about her experience in captivity and all the moments leading up to that. "It's hideous, I know." I turned my eyes away. To my astonishment, his lips touched the edge of the crescent moon. "This is merely a war wound, Mariah. No different from the ones I and the men I have fought beside have acquired over the past few years in battle." He paused until my eyes met his intense gaze. "All it does is prove that you are a survivor, a warrior in your own right in the war for this land." And I just like, when I read that, not only was like my heart pounding and I was like, ah, the feels, but it was also just like, wow, what if we all, instead of looking at our past, like our mistakes, especially, you know, maybe even in our faith walks and in our testimony, what if we stopped looking at those as things to be guilty of or ashamed of or, you know, wanting to hide, and started looking at them as war wounds and, you know, this is my battle scar, but I'm a fighter and I came out of it and I came out on top, and with God's help too. Like, I really loved that dialogue. It was so deep. There was so much great faith content. There was a lot of historical content. The love story and the relationship between the two main characters was perfect, and it was everything I wanted it to be. I'm so excited for her next book, which is coming out in October. I also did a blog post about this book that goes more into detail about the technical side of this book and the book as a whole over on my website, which I will link in the description below at www.jennavanmourik.com. I can't express my words on video right now because my mind is just so scatterbrained because of how much I loved this book. It is so wonderful. It is so amazing. The pace of the book is super well done. It, you know, keeps your adrenaline going all the time, and there's nothing more I can, oh, I'm sorry, Piper. There's nothing more I can really say about it because it's just so good, and all her books are, and I really wish that you guys would go and check it out. If you have read it, comment down below that you've read it because I would love to discuss it with you and fangirl over it if you enjoyed it. So once again, I'm Jenna Van Mourik, an inspired writer and an inspirational fiction reader who reads, writes, and lives for Jesus. I do have a website, as I mentioned, over at www.jennavanmourik.com, where I blog as often as I can, preferably once a week. And if you liked this video, you should definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and go and check out my website. And don't forget to come and hang out with me on Instagram and follow me over there at Jenna Van Mourik, where I post daily what I'm currently reading, what I'm doing with my life, and, you know, just writing inspiration and inspiration in general. So be sure to check that out. I'm Jenna Van Mourik. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!